Welcome, everyone, to This Explainer. Today, we are unpacking something absolutely fascinating. We're taking a deep, analytical dive into a classic fairy tale, but we're focusing on an incredible magical artifact that literally turns everything we know about power completely upside down. We're going to explore the mechanics, the morality, and the profound impact of this magic on a kingdom that had completely lost its way. Okay, let's dive into this. Just imagine a kingdom where the loudest voices hold all the power, right? Now imagine a princess, completely unable to speak, who somehow ends up holding the ultimate weapon for truth. How exactly does a silent princess expose an entire kingdom's darkest secrets? Well, the answer lies in a very specific, incredibly powerful piece of magic. Section 1. The Silent Princess. The contrast of two royal sisters. At the heart of our story, we've got two royal sisters, and the contrast between them is just night and day. On one side, we have Princess Teresa. She's loud, she's talkative, and her voice just echoes through the palace. She commands the room for sure. Then you have Princess Hannah, who was born without the ability to speak. But, and this is absolutely crucial, Hannah's silence wasn't a weakness. It was a space she actively filled by listening. While everyone else was caught up in all the noise, Hannah learned to literally feel the vibrations of nature. She possessed this rare, superpower-like ability of true, active listening. And because she was so dialed in to what others completely missed, it was Hannah who picked up on a mysterious cry for help echoing from the deep, hidden parts of the forest. The rivers, the trees, they'd never treated her as an outsider, And now, they were calling to her. Her unique connection to nature pulled her away from the safety of the palace to investigate this distress call. And honestly, this journey into the woods is what launches our whole analysis of the magic she's about to wield. Let's move on and see how this builds. Section 2. Gift of the Root Keeper. Discovering the magic of the forest. So, deep in the woods, Hannah encounters an entity known as the Root Keeper. Now, the Root Keeper isn't just some giant tree. It's the ultimate guardian of the realm, the ancient witness to yesterdays and ages past. Basically, think of it as the literal moral compass of the kingdom. When Hannah touches its bark, it reveals a pretty terrifying truth. Pride, greed, and fear are spreading like wildfire inside her palace. To stop this rot, the Root Keeper gives Hannah a magical lamp. Now, what's really interesting here is the exact mechanical nature of this artifact. It's not just random magic, it operates on really strict rules. Step 1. The lantern physically burns when it's near a hidden sin, kind of like a magical proximity alarm. Step 2. Hannah has to drop a matching colored leaf into the flame. And Step 3. The magic forces the sinner to speak the absolute, unvarnished truth. No way around it. And here we see that classic fairy tale rule of 3. The Root Keeper gave Hannah 3 specific leaves, each targeting a specific type of corruption eating away at the royal court. We've got the red leaf for pride, the green leaf for greed, and the yellow leaf for fear. Armed with this ultimate lie detector, Hannah heads back to the palace to face the music. Section 3. The red leaf of pride. Cleansing the royal council. Hannah starts right in the center of power, the royal council chamber. You've got this prominent leader, Sir Lancelot, loudly pushing for a devastating, aggressive war against a neighboring region. He claims it's all about proving their strength. But as he's grandstanding, Hannah's palm starts to burn intensely. The lantern has detected the first sin. She pulls out the red leaf, and as it floats toward Lancelot, it just bursts into blinding light. The magic immediately overrides his lies, and Lancelot involuntarily blurts out his actual motives. He says peace is a sign of the weak and an opportunity to show dominance. Wow! He admits to throwing away a peace treaty just to feed his own ego. The red leaf brilliantly stripped away his whole patriotic facade to reveal this incredibly dangerous pride underneath. So that's one sin down, but the lantern wasn't even close to finished. Section 4. Uncovering the hidden greed. The mystery of the old ruined theater. So the crucial point is where the artifact leads her next. It acts like a compass, guiding Hannah straight to an old, ruined theater. And what she finds inside is just a massive moral betrayal. The royal cooks are hosting this secret, lavish feast. They are literally stealing common rations, starving regular, hardworking citizens just to secretly feed luxurious meals to the rich elites. It's a striking metaphor, really, for systemic greed, where the most vulnerable people are exploited just to fund the luxury of a few. Hannah drops the green leaf, and this time the magic is incredibly physical. It doesn't just force a confession, it literally tears down the walls of deception. The ruined walls of the theater magically collapse, suddenly and spectacularly exposing this corrupt, greedy feast right out to the public streets. Boom! The citizens can see with their own eyes exactly who has been stealing their food. The rich elites are scrambling, screaming that it's witchcraft. But it doesn't matter. The truth is finally out in the open. Section 5. Fear and the Final Truth. Confronting the Queen. The yellow leaf, which stands for fear, exposes a deep structural rot in the monarchy. It's a cascading effect that, honestly, you might recognize from modern toxic environments. It starts right at the top. The Queen absolutely hates criticism. Because of that, any honest advisor who actually speaks up gets fired immediately. As a result, only flatterers, yes-men, and dangerous egoists like Lancelot managed to thrive. The council let all this corruption happen because they were simply too terrified to speak the truth. When Hannah uses that final yellow leaf right in the throne room, it forces a stunning revelation. The magic compels the Queen to face her own actions with this profound moral truth. Whoever is afraid to do their duty is a bigger sinner than the one committing the sin. Let that sink in. The yellow leaf proved that turning a blind eye out of pure fear is just as dangerous, if not more so, than the crime itself. Section 6. The True Power of Silence. Restoring balance to the kingdom. So the lantern fulfilled its purpose perfectly, right? Pride was expelled, which stopped a senseless war. Greed was exposed in the streets, returning food to the people who needed it. And fear was finally conquered, forcing the Queen to actually accept honest counsel. The magic stopped these three sins from completely eating away at the palace from the inside out. The whole shebang was resolved. And with the kingdom cleansed, the Root Keeper makes one final magical declaration. The ancient guardian announces, "The silent princess will now speak through us." Hannah had completely proven herself. Her lack of a physical voice was finally recognized as her greatest strength because she listened when absolutely no one else would. Even her incredibly loud, talkative sister, Teresa, was finally forced to just stop, stand in the quiet, and truly listen. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate lesson of our explainer. The story doesn't end with Hannah taking the throne. Actually, scratch that, she freely hands the crown to Princess Teresa, but the whole dynamic has changed. Teresa provides the strong voice needed to command, while Hannah provides the quiet wisdom required to guide. It perfectly shows us that true, effective leadership requires a solid balance of both, the courage to speak up and the humility to just sit back and listen. Which leaves us with this final thought. We've seen how absolutely incredible Hannah's magical lantern was, but did the magic truly save the kingdom, or was it the silence that finally allowed the truth to be heard? I mean, would the Root Keeper have even offered the magic in the first place if Hannah hadn't known how to be quiet and just listen? It really forces us to ponder the true nature of power, because sometimes it's not the loudest voice that changes the world, but the one quiet enough to hear what actually needs fixing. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep looking for the truth beneath the noise.